It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good evening, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. My name is Heath, and this is Modeling Monday, 100th episode. In some ways, it's great to be here. In other ways, I kind of can't believe I'm here already. But things have been going really well this last week. I've got good things coming next week, both personally and for the channel. I think things are moving forward in the right direction. While we are watching, it's on this side. While we're watching the list of live streams and the list of shows in the community, let's take a quick look and see who's here with us tonight. We've got Andrew Step in the house. Os America Model Railroading RD0 is here. David Atkins is joining us, as well as Ethan Armitage is here. Tim from CPE 368 Productions is in the house. JD Grandpa Rails is joining us from the West Coast. KNR Custom Models is here. Tyler from Lackawanna Railfran joining us. We have Ian from Lehigh River Subdivision. Lynn McCurdy has changed his name and added a significant amount of initials. The HDMMRC is in the house. We have Andrew from Mr. Pictovid. Norman Rowe is here. Mike the Rail Artist posting recently an update on his layout. If you want to check out his layout, he just posted a nice update. We've got Rayron VR is here. Roy Eltham in the house. Sarah's Attic of Treasures. We've got John from Schuylkill River Valley, one of the Sidetrack Sunday members. Sean McGee in the house. Shades and Scale is here. Slagcat, Chesapeake, and Ohio Railroad in the house. Thomas from Split Rock 323. We've got Wigwag Workshop is here. We've got Rob from Why Are You Naked is in the house. Edward Cady is here as well. We've got Marty from M&M Shortlines. John from Mystic Southern Railway. Ron Bright's coming in all the way from Australia. Roy Eltham, I can't remember if I said hello, so I might be saying hello twice. We've got Sean McGee coming in from Canada as well. Thank you everyone for being here. If I missed you, I apologize, but stuff's moving fast tonight, and I like it. I do like it. I just noticed that Jerry Satterelli, just his questions from the truck just came up. Jerry's been doing a lunch live stream that's been really fun. He posts from out in the world. Sometimes he is joining us from the Northeast Quarter. sometimes he just comes in from his shop, and we talk a little bit of woodworking as well. So check him out as well. Let's see what's going on with Lynn McCurdy and why he changed his name and added HD blah 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 blah. You lost me a little bit there, Lynn.
Well, let me explain what HDMMRC stands for. That is the club that I'm the vice president. It's the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club. And HDMMRC is a lot easier to spit out than the big long name. The YouTube channel, which I just jumped to 70.
Ooh, there you go.
Originally was from Vimo. And it was just to show our trains running at different shows, show off the different modules, the different trains of the members and things like that. Vimo got very greedy, and because we are nonprofit, keep costs down, that sort of thing, we didn't drop them. They're still there, but some of the members started posting videos on YouTube, and I kind of elected myself to collect them, and I do a lot of the videoing at the shows. And I just didn't think it was right to have YouTube as my name. Sounds like my own personal channel. In a way it is. But added the HDMMRC to include the club itself.
Well, Lynn, hopefully one day you'll be getting 3 thumbs down before your videos even start, which seems to be the case once again today. I noticed it was 2 before we even started. Now we're up to 3. I don't know, we're all just hanging out, doing our things. It's all good. It's an interaction. It's all good. But yeah, I love seeing the club layouts. I do. There's a lot of really great clubs out there, and because they have the outlet of the club, they're not necessarily on YouTube. But it's nice when people have a chance to come on and post
post
on YouTube as well.
I saw it, a little sneak preview of one of the new modules, the double bridge, and the guy Benny that built it just happened to have your favorite locomotive on the bridge, and I said, "Hey, you got power to this? Run it back and forth. I got to show this to Heath. He's going to get a kick out of it."
I didn't see the video on YouTube yet. You just sent me a preview, though. That's
that
all.
Was out of his garage. End of October, you'll see in its entirety. It's got lights in the tunnel. He's got strobe lights going on. This is the guy that made the battleship, the aircraft carriers, the space shuttle, all that other stuff.
Norman Rowe is saying that the thumbs down are all coming from Australia. They're just confused. And he's mentioning that as Brad Anderson is coming in from down under. Ron Brights is here. Artie Zero's here. So I think Norman Rowe's calling out a couple of our Australian friends. We'll see how that goes for him in the chat, but it's all good. Yeah, while we're thanking people, though, I do want to just run my quick little thank you for my YouTube channel members, my Patreon members, as well as the sponsors. I do have some of my PGH Train Fanatic background flats back here on my little shelf that I'm gonna show off in a second, but when we come back, I'll do some of my unboxing stuff, and we'll go from there. Norman Rowe walking back his earlier statement. We'll see if that works for him or not. Ron Bright saying, yeah, it's lunchtime. I think it's, isn't it like 10:30? Well, I guess it depends where you are in Australia. But I think some of them are I think it's after lunch already. Brad Anders says, no thumbs down here. Must have your Aussie filter turned off. Norman, oh, my cyber friends. Gotcha. He said under cubes friends, but what he meant to say was under cyber friends. So, hey, Crazy Joe, welcome. We've had a couple other people check in. Drew Dudes is here. Thomas Splitrock 323, I think, was joining us. A couple other people coming in as well. Let's. We are such friends with the Australians that we upset our French friends. Oh,
Yes.
I don't know if I've got any French viewers actually. Well, I might have French viewers. I don't know if I have any viewers from France. And I actually would guess most of the EU's probably asleep by now. So there probably aren't any of them here to defend themselves if they are even around. But let's take a look at a couple things I've gotten in the mail recently. One thing to show, do have the new studio door, have the studio lock. One of the weird, yeah, I know, right? Finally. They finally removed the floor color covering, so hopefully I'm not tracking any more dirt and stuff in here, so, it's all good. Yeah, Mike, I appreciate just being here, support enough. I love this community. I really do appreciate people coming. Let's see. Tim says no French viewers. Even I have that. Heck, I even have viewers from Taiwan. Yeah, see, I don't think I have. Yeah, I blame the French. I don't think I have that many. I have UK viewers. I don't know that I have like French and German and Spanish viewers. So what I was gonna get to is I do have this like. I don't know why any office would want a round window in it. But what I picked up was I got a piece of round wood that's just about the right size of the window there. And then I also got Mike, if your chat's not moving, try refreshing. Mine's moving. What a lovely color. What's it called? Pumpkin spice. That's funny. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it for a little bit, but then I think I'm eventually gonna paint it this color to match. That's sort of the rusty color that that everyone, I don't know. So yeah, what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I'm going to do a railroad logo, but this is a clear plastic one. So what I'm going to do is I was going to paint the backside white, and then on the front side I'm going to put my logo, but without the name. So it's just the logo. So like people couldn't like really look it up to really know what it is. So it'll just be the logo. So this will go on first. So from the outside, you'll see the logo, and then I'll put this piece of wood behind it so that, you can't see through, and somehow I'll secure that up there, and that'll be my, my thingamajiggy. Thingamajiggy? I don't know. That's the technical word for it, I think.
It's a doohickey.
A doohickey. Thank you so much. I didn't see this pop up, but Andrew Mr. Britova just became a YouTube member. So thank you so much for that, Andrew. I still like the Wizard of Oz idea. I thought about putting like a camera facing out, like with a little hole so I could see what's going on out there, but I don't know how appropriate it is to have a camera pointing outside the door. So that's one of the things that I recently got in the mail. There will not be a goldfish or koi in the portal. Maybe there will be. Looks like I'm up to 4 thumbs down. Wasn't I up to 5 at one point? Now I'm even losing thumbs down. I don't, Yes, you could do reverse image lookup. I know you take the picture, but I actually have my Wi-Fi. Originally, I named the Wi-Fi the channel name or whatever, but then I changed that, so now it's called my Wi-Fi is called like Studio Laser or something like that. So if you're walking down the street, all you'll see is Studio Laser, which means nothing. Means nothing. Yes, thingamajig, I believe, would be the technical term for it. Oops, I just scrolled too far and missed everybody. Oh well. Gus is here. Let's see who else. Boulder Creek Yard. Okay, now I just need to go war driving. What did I miss? Oh, chai tea is good too. No place like Central Park. Yeah, so I've been working this last week. I went back and did work with the union I'm involved in, which is Local 1, the Stagehands Union. This last week we had what was called Global Citizens 2021, big huge event in Central Park. So I was a part of the crew. We set up the stage, set up the video walls, set up all that stuff. Very physical, labor intensive. Ended up twisting my ankle on Friday. So if you look at my 2 feet, my 1 foot is still bigger than the other foot. I'm not actually going to show my feet on camera, Lynn. Don't worry. We're not getting there. Oh, Mr. Briggs said, Heath, I've been a member. It was some special channel member message option that popped up for me. Well, there you go. Apparently, if you're a channel member, you can post special mentions. I'm a union thug. Yeah, it's funny. So, in 2003, I did my apprenticeship with Local 1. I was in the International before that, but then I got into Local 1. And by 2007, I had left the union because it kind of burned me out. Part of me wishes I still stuck with it because, they have a pension and all that kind of stuff. But it's been good, and keeping my card, I can go back and do a lot of these special events. So it was a lot of fun. It was really great to be a part of this huge concert, like the energy and stuff. There were a lot of performances like, J-Lo, Billie Eilish, Coldplay, Paul Simon. There were a bunch of people there that just, it was a lot of energy to the show. War driving is when you drive around and record Wi-Fi network names. I don't know why anybody would do that. Roy says all of my neighbors use fun names for their Wi-Fi, like FBI scanner, NSA surveillance, and so on. Sly Cat is a member of Local 18. Is Local 18 one of the IATSEs as well? I've done work here in the city with Local 1, and then as a project manager, I've done a lot of work with IBEW Local 3, which is the electricians union. And actually, the work I started today, so I got a contract job. It should be about 3 months, maybe 6 months. It used to be for finding open networks. Yeah, no. There's probably about 100 networks that I could pick up from where I'm standing right now, and none of them are open networks. But Grr, IBEW. Are you IBEW, Sparky? I know Sparky's an electrician, hence his name. But yeah, the IBEW guys that I worked with were mostly sign hangers. So we would, you go to Times Square, you hang the big LED displays, and then the electricians would do the wiring. So they're like they are a part of IBEW, but they're like a separate group. Oh, look at this. We got a bunch of IBEW people here. Let's see. Who else said it? Okay, Rob from Why Are You Naked's IBEW. Ian from Lehigh River. Oh, Split Rock. You're not a Teamster, Split Rock, are you? Damien, I know you're not a Teamster. Or are you were you a Teamster? I know you're not a Teamster now. But we work with Teamsters a lot too. But yeah. Sparky says, IBW is his rival. CUSW is his union. But yeah, after starting today, I'm starting this contract job, 3 to 6 months. It's a project manager job. Oh, so interesting. I didn't know that Damon was. Damon, is there anything you haven't done for a job? You may have told me that you were a Teamster. I just don't remember. It's a fixed install type of job, so it's a different kind of work, but it should be pretty interesting. So let's see. So another thing I got in the mail was this book. This is volume 1 of the GG1s. Volume 2 is also coming, which I'm kind of excited about. It's a little thinner of a book than I expected. I've still got it in the plastic. I'll open it a little bit later, but I thought it'd be fun to learn a little bit more interesting of to learn a little bit more about GG1s, and saw this online. Oh, I didn't know that. The Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers joined the Teamsters a few years back. I had no idea. I don't know if anybody else knew that. Does anybody else know who the Teamsters are? $2.33 from Boulder Creek Yard. Congrats, Heath. Thank you so much. So much, so much. Edward Katie's dad was a Teamster. Yeah, we were... Local One works with Teamsters all the time. It's just... I guess one of the things that happens. That book will look good in your blue tubs. Actually, the book is, for now, it's going to end up... Oh, let's see. If I go to this camera, maybe you can see it. Yeah. I've got a shelf of books over here, so it'll end up over here for now. But then we'll... Eventually, I hope to have like a book section. I think a book section would be something that every train room should have. Horse drivers. Split Rock, BMWE joined the Teamsters also. So, Gus, are you also a Teamster then? Huh. Lynn says, my pop was a member of the Machinist Union with Santa Fe. Yet, so the sign hangers that I work with, there isn't a sign hangers union. They're actually in the sheet metal workers union. So it is interesting how they cross sometimes. Sparky wants to know who started the union conversation. I did. I mentioned I went back and did some work with my union. I'm really hoping to. I like working this global citizen event. Was a lot of fun. Kind of getting back doing this like huge event after kind of everything that that's been going on this last year. And one of the things that I'm going to try and do again is for New Year's Eve, I want to work the event in Times Square. So that's my 3 to 6 month contract probably is going to slow down about December 15th, pick up again after the new year. So I'll spend that Christmas break hopefully in Times Square setting up for the ball drop. Yeah, so Gus says he was a retired Teamster. I didn't realize how connected the Teamsters were to... I almost said to model railroading, but I meant to the big boy railroading. So the real item I want to unbox before we get on to the next thing is this box that it's an Amazon box, but it's not really an Amazon box. Let me move this camera up here a little bit. Maybe we'll be able to. Maybe I'll be able to get it in a position somehow. All right, let's try this. See if this works. Only union I belonged to was the United Steelworkers Union. Yeah, that's a popular one as well. I'm actually CSBA, but it's part of 237. Which, Only, yeah. I haven't since I left Colorado, moved here 16 years ago. I I haven't been able to do. Oh, you're talking about hunting now. I was like, I didn't understand. It did help truckers. Yeah, and that's where we work with the Teamsters a lot, because like event like Central Park is many trucks. So the Teamsters are very important in the process. Loading in and out, helping us load in and out all that gear. Yeah. Perfect view for the bloodletting. Speaking of bloodletting, in addition to, I'm like, I don't know if you can even see it, but in addition to hurting my my ankle and twisting my ankle and my one foot being bigger than the other, I caught my finger in something during the loadout and ripped it up real good too. So, I don't know, manual labor. I don't know where this came from. Happiness for you. Thanks for the interest. Here. This fell on the floor. I have no idea where it came from. So yeah, me and tools and all that stuff, I just keep injuring myself. Oh, did you see that? I almost cut myself. Did you notice that?
Close.
Yeah. That was close. Oh. Before we get to this, I should do this. So, I know. I'm delaying again. I know. The unboxings that never seem to actually happen. Let's take a look at this real quick. Don't know. Let's see. That view's terrible. That view's terrible. Let's forget about that camera. Let's get out a different camera, because I've got just way too many cameras here. Let's see. NDI. Here we go. Okay, so now we're on the handheld camera. So what I want to show you. Oh, I need wireless headphones. I'm attached. You see, I have. This is my long headphone cable, so I can walk around the thing. So Sparky says, where's this? I can go and take a nap, and this box will still not be open yet. And Sean McGee says, Heath should be the poster child for health and safety. Yeah, probably not. Okay, so if we scroll back over here, here's my display track, and you see I've got a train going away from me right now. But what I want to show you is this train car right here. So this is the Z scale Ringling Brothers. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me talking. I need to turn this way to talk, don't I? So this is the Ringling Brothers Z scale wood box car. Sorry I'm making you dizzy, Sarah. Not my intention. But I have this boxcar set, which is a 10-car set in both Z scale as well as in N scale. But if this N scale train comes back, you'll see that it's got a caboose and a locomotive. So it's a 10 boxcar set with a caboose and locomotive. But I've got the caboose and locomotive in N scale, but not in Z scale. And you can see there's Z scale compared to N scale. So theoretically, if I open this box up, we're going to find something that is hopefully going to complete the missing Z-scale items. And if you go back and watch a video, I think it's episode 24 of mine. Rob, if you want to get the drum roll going in the chat, that would be awesome. You need that car in G scale. Unfortunately, they don't have it. Looks like O gauge in the background. Yeah, that's funny. David Z to G, been a while. When did you get Z scale? I have. I can't believe I'm going to show you how messy it is right now. But this layout here, this is my Z scale layout. That's a PGH Train Fanatic background flat. Here are my BLI logos that came back that are hopefully repaired. This is some Woodland Scenic Shaper sheets and stuff, but they're sitting on my Z-scale layout. And it's it's a fun little layout to run. Got basically 2 loops and 2 little sidings. Oh, I'm laughing at what Sparky just wrote. All quiet in the chat, or he'll never open it. Oh, that's too funny. So before we get to the unboxing, I thought we would bring up a special guest. Just a little bit of a pre-warning. We may or may not be able to hear this special guest. If we can hear him, it'll probably be very loud. If we can't hear him, it'll just be the usual chaos. So,
all right.
Can we hear you?
1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Nothing.
You sound like you're in a cave. You're a little echoey.
That could be the microphone. I'm not sure. It could be the way that OBS is configured.
You need to do like stadium announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now announcing.
So the mic works perfect for that. I think that is the.
So that's my intro. I could walk.
So Sparky says I could walk there and open the box faster than waiting. Probably should. Let's make bets on what time that box will be opened. America says can't hear you with my left eye, Rick.
Nice.
Yeah, you are a little echoey. I wonder if we can't. Let's see. Edit mic settings. Can I do it from here? Edit. No, I can't edit your mic settings. Try turning your microphone up. Turn off automatic and turn it up because you are a little bit quiet. David Zeta G says it's the Christmas tree incognito. James from Boulder Creek Yard says, all right, I gotta head out. Congrats on 100 streams, Heath, and the contract. Thank you, sir. So Rick and I were chatting a little bit earlier. He's been working on doing some. Sparky says Rick's volume is fine. Open the dang box. There you go. You can announce the starting lineup for the Yankees. That is what it sounds like.
All right.
Hey, we got John from TSG Multimedia actually not missing a stream.
Sparky's now going O-P-E-N.
Edward Katie says if we're betting on when I'm going to open the box, we need to do bets based on time and day, or I should say time or day. So Rick, how are you doing? Good? Like, I mean, you got your system going. So can you play your intro now? Like, if you wanted to play
that, I think I figured out. Do you mind if I roll that?
As long as it's not copyrighted music, you're welcome to run it.
Absolutely not. It came off of that website that I showed you. Here we go.
So Rick is starting soon. I did just mute Rick because if it came off of his website. Look at that. Look at that. Logo on Rita. Rita with the Fultz Bailey. Boom, boom. Rick's got a new intro, folks. Stepping up his game.
So.
Creepy says there's nothing in the box.
Were you able to hear the audio? That's what I was having the issue with.
Yes, 100%.
So I heard nothing on my end, not even from
correct, and you will not hear anything.
Okay,
that's the way it works. Like when I play stuff through OBS, I hear nothing. Andrew from from Mr. Pictoven said $10 for you to open the box, Heath. Yeah, so John says that was fun. Where did you get that Rita video?
From I got it at the same place that I was able to customize my logo. It's called placeit.net. They have a few train video options. I just happened to see the pretty girl and went, that kind of looks like Rita. So I went that approach.
So Jen wouldn't model for you.
No, but I heard her talking about something coming up for Halloween, so we'll have to see.
Oh no.
I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag.
Oh no.
By the way, I did take off the automatic and I slid it up. Am I still echoing like Yankee Stadium?
You're still 100% echoing, but you're louder now, so you're a little easier to hear.
It's clear. It's good. It's good.
Okay. Sounds
So
good.
I guess what we need to figure out is, are you echoing because your mic is going into the system twice? Or are you echoing because you're in a little, John says I'm leaving. I don't know if he's leaving because he's mad or, anyway. What was I about to say?
You started off with it's going in there twice, or because
Yeah, or because you're just in like a little closet or something.
I'm not in a closet. I'm in my basement. There's a lot of room.
Same
back there.
thing.
Beanbags back there.
Oh, that's right. You do the beanbag back there. You shouldn't be echoing then.
Yeah.
Slycat says I have to go up on the roof and jump off. Okay, well, I'm sure I will be fast asleep before this box gets opened. Okay, here we go. So if you remember back there, we've got the Z-scale stuff. We've got some peanuts for Sparky. I'll have to get those in the mail to him later.
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap. We got peanuts.
Lynn, he's going to be a while. How you doing, buddy?
Doing fine, thank you. Enjoyed seeing you the other night.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, there was just something popped up. I got bored. Heath,
What did you do the other night?
I was on StreamYard for like 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah, almost 4 hours.
Where was I? Oh, I was
You were
working.
sleeping. It started
I was
late.
sleeping. So check this out. I guess I should make myself a little bigger. This I was not expecting. This is my first Thomas and Trains or Thomas and Friends. Does anyone know which one this is? That's not Thomas, right? That's
Is that
Percy.
Henry? It's Henry.
Henry?
It says it on the
There you
box.
go.
Henry.
Yeah, I was.
Unless-
Oh, where's it? Oh, there you go. Henry Engage. That's really awesome. Yeah. So Donald West, who the video number 24 was about, is where I bought this stuff. Yeah. So apparently everybody knows it's Henry but me.
Well,
But
we
he
all
said
bought
he
the
was
red
gonna throw something special in for me, so I threw this in. But let's get to. I think.
But that's
this-
N
I
scale,
think-
not Z scale, right?
So this is N scale, correct?
Yeah.
Norman says it's sneezy. I don't know. I don't think that's right, Norman. I think that's incorrect. Okay, so let's no. No. Dave ZG says no trains with faces. So I think this is what we've all been waiting for. And when I say all of us, what I mean is me. So here they are. This is the Z-scale cars that go along with that.
Oh, there they are.
So that's the Z. Let's go this way. That's the Z scale now that matches the N scale that's running. So
Oh, wow.
I've now completed that Z scale set, which is pretty awesome. What's also in this package, though, that's really awesome, is this guy, which is another Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. Andrew says that's the best $10 I've spent. Split Rock says 908. Darn, I lost my $5. So what Split Rock doesn't know is he thinks it's 908. It's actually 1010 here. I wish I could find decent Z scale C and NW set. Yeah, Z scale. Some of it's hard. to find. Yeah, these are FT units. I believe these are all FT units, if I'm not mistaken. But so this guy, I also have. I don't trip over anything. So here's the N scale version of this guy. So Micro Trains, when they put out these sets, they did a bunch of stuff in both Z scale and N scale. So one of the things that I've talked about doing this before, but one of my dream ideas is that as I, kind of, let's look here. So if my N scale layout is here, the idea would be the N scale would like drive into like a mountain, and then the Z scale would come out, and you'd like see the same train on Z scale come out and go back, and then the N scale would run again, kind of doing a little bit of forced perspective stuff. David Z to G, lots of Z scale at my local shop. Sparky says no more boxes, please. That's the last box, but I do have some more stuff that was in the box that I need to take a look at. David Z to G, I don't know. Did you see, if you look up there, hey, Ziggy, turn on overhead trains. I don't know if you know, David, I've got, you'll see in a second, that's G scale running around up there. So that's G. What's in front of it is the O scale. But that's my G scale train. So I now have Z to G in this one room. It's a very expensive way to collect trains. Get one in every scale. Speaking of one in every scale, I've got a GG1 in Z scale, N scale, HO scale, and O gauge. I don't have an O scale. I don't have an O scale one, but yeah. Wigwag, Micro Mark used to sell that C and NW set from Micro Trains, but I can't find it anywhere. Yeah, Wigwag, I troll eBay. I put up Ziggy, stop overhead trains. Now it's not turning off. I troll eBay and I put up little, like whatever it's called, little saved things that like ping me when stuff goes out. Heath, how much would you spend on a G scale GG1? I will not spend $6,000. That is for darn sure. That is for darn sure, and that's about what I found G scale ones for. Creepy, I'm not starting a hobby store. Oh. It does kind of look like I'm starting a hobby store, but that is not the intention. Let's. Oh, come on. All right, that was the last box, but let's look. Let's see what's in this little thing. I don't know what's in here, actually. Andrew Stepp, that sounds super fun regarding N and Z scale. Lionel once made a layout that would go in a tunnel, make a quick spiral down and then up, so a long train would disappear in a short tunnel before it reappeared. Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. So Ringling Brothers never actually had their own locomotive. Ringling, hey, Rodney's here. Hey, Rodney, I hope you're well. How did the racing season go, Rodney? Train keeps on rolling into the future. You have to sing that for the effect. No, she's buying up a hobby store. Ironically, anybody that's got a big layout probably has significantly more trains than I do. It's just mine are all in the boxes, so it looks like I have more stuff. But yeah, so Ringling Brothers never had their own locomotives. They'd only use the locomotives when they would rent them out as needed. I don't know. I've never heard of it happening, but there could have been a time when a GG1 pulled the Ringling Brothers train. I don't know the answer. The Amtrak train did pull the last Ringling Brothers consist as it came through this area in 2017. So Norman says, I think your G-scale caboose might have jumped the track when you backed it up. Be careful. Did it? I don't think it did. I think it just a lot of success with G-scale not coming off the track. Yeah, I think we're pretty good with it. I actually don't have any re-railers up there, which would be something good to add at some point. Heath, did you check out the Fraser intro that I mentioned before that's similar in style to your logo? Oh yeah, I know. I do know about that one. Yeah, I used to really like Fraser at a time. So let's see. Ooh, here we go. Oh, you know what now? This is pretty awesome. So, he sent me a bunch of Z-scale track, a bunch of Z-scale straight track, which means what's likely going to happen now is I'm going to have to add a Z-scale trolley track. So I'll have to have HON scale and then, put the Z-scale in front of it. So how fun would that be? I could run, 3 things all across. So that'll be fun. And then the one last thing in here, if they park the circus train in Sunnyside Yard, then I imagine a GG1 pulled the train. My understanding is they didn't do it at the Sunnyside Yard. They did it at the Hunter's Yard or whatever, the one by the 7 train. Right out as you come out of the 7 train into Queens, they would park the circus train in that yard there, which is a little closer to the city than the Sunnyside Yard. But yeah, I mean, I think it probably happened. I just watched a video of Scott Woods, Bessemer and Lake Erie, Union Road. He has over 700 locomotives in a staging yard. Yeah, I have nowhere near 700 locomotives back there. So, yeah, that's definitely not happening. So let's.
I think I am.
So we've also got a world largest show observation car with the old style little railing. I guess I could take this out of here. If I can get it out of here, we're just gonna cut this bag. Don't tell anybody. Don West, again, episode 24. You can see a lot of his collection. He's moving, so he's. I got to get a couple more things from him as he's moving, but he's gonna auction a lot of stuff off. But he's also a circus collector. So, yeah, but this is the old style observation deck. Anyone want to guess what brand this is? This is, I can see it actually says Italy right there. You probably won't be able to see it. So this is the Lima version. I have some Conrail of these. These are the Royal American Show, I believe, which used to call themselves World Largest Show. We'll find a. I'll put it there for now. So that was that. Stiff drink, I hope. Who's getting a drink? I've got water. That's the extent and the highlight of my drink.
So do you want me to start looking for some T-scale circus cars?
If they made T-scale circus cars, I would 100% want them. But I have not seen anything T-scale that's not like those like at the ICE style train or like the Japanese TGV trains. I've never seen anything else. Sparky said Conrail. Did I hear that right? I don't think I said Conrail. Who said Conrail? I'm awake. Conrail. I don't think I said Conrail. I do have some Conrail though, somewhere. Here. That's Conrail. But I would if it's I don't think I would add T-scale just for the sake of adding T-scale, but if they did have some circus stuff, I think expanding into GG1s may have been a little bit of a mistake because it definitely increased the collection a little bit more than... Oh, yes. Yes, Sean McGee, I said Concord. So this is a Concours set of Royal American show cars. So they're different. They're very different than the Lima ones. But I believe they're sort of modeled after the same sort of thing. So yeah, I said Concours, not. Oh, I also have. Where is it? I don't remember where I put it. You know you have too much stuff when you can't remember where you put something. Oh, it's here. It's still wrapped up, but
That's an ongoing problem.
yeah. This is also Concours. This is a whole set. Concours was another one of those companies, I believe, that would buy, and I may be wrong, but I don't believe Concours manufactured their own cars. I believe they bought cars from, other companies and then would paint them, I believe. And I think that because this is a Rivarossi. So this was the locomotive, and here's the tender that came in this Concours set. That's a very small passenger car. It's N scale. It's not O scale. Rick, somebody is accusing you of looking smart, I think.
No,
Would you like to prove them wrong?
So Heath, how does that make you feel?
Well, Rick, I'm very glad you asked because I have lots of time this evening. TSG Multimedia, congrats on the 100 stream. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's how does that make me feel, right? That's the
Uh-oh.
That's the real
Sapling's
question.
crying, I'll be back.
Oh no. John from School River Valley's heading out. Thank you, John, for coming. Welcome. Sparky says, no wonder I am mixed up. Yeah, I don't blame you. I keep my passenger cars in a plastic case too, Heath. Hefty high-rise storage containers. Mr. Pictovid, I'm assuming you're talking about your N-scale stuff. John's also heading out. Do you have any Arnold Circus train cars? Is this going to turn into a does Heath have? So these are the two Arnold sets that I have. Barum, B-A-R-U-M, is what this guy says. And these are this is Circus Krone, something like that, K-R-O-N-E. So these are the two Arnold sets that I have. And then in this B-A-R-U-M, I also have Merklin also has a set. So it's not Arnold, but it's the same the same basically the same basic thing.
Did we lose Rick?
Yeah, Rick. One of his kids was needed some attention. David CDG says, "Of course you do. Yeah, go ahead. Name off some circus thing, and I'll see if I've got it back there." When was my first live show? If you got to my stream early enough,
I did.
you would have seen the reminder video for my first live stream, and I am going to see if I can find it. Thomas, I have absolutely no idea. I couldn't begin to tell you how it's pronounced. That Broadway engine needs some decals, making it clown rail. Yeah. So David ZDG says it's Marklin. So it's not Merklin?
I've always heard Marklin.
Okay, so let's, here we go. Same name, new look. Okay. So, let's see. How would I get there? Where's the...
My first live stream ever, guest hosting for On Track Tuesday, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel, Humanity Junction. I have a great show planned for tonight with plenty of bloopers, possibly even a train wreck.
So I don't know if you could hear the sound or not, but my first live stream was August 18th of 2020, and this was, I mean, I can't get it to show the whole thing for whatever reason, but yeah, so this is the reminder for it. So the way this all, yeah, I used to say alive with Humanity Junction because I thought that was, I don't know, I thought I was being funny back then. I thought, back in the day, I thought it was a good idea. Sparky, you must have a lot more than 150. You've been doing this for 4 years. There's 52 weeks in a year. So 100, if you do once a week, would be 2 years. So you're probably way over 150 by now. Yes, Sparky is alive. James Galton's joining us. Thomas, according to Anthony Dodge, it's Mariclean. Mariclean. So Heath, the train show this weekend is Trains and Circus. Are you serious, Steve? They're doing a whole train show on the circus stuff? Because that would be pretty cool. Sparky, you got to count all your live streams. I'm really curious how many you have. That would be a fun thing to count. Slide 22 months. What's 22 months? And I'm not sure what he's referring to with 22 months, but so it's 10:28. I've got about 2 minutes. I think I should probably start my next kit. You think I can get this done in 2 minutes?
Sure.
Or should I? Oh, 2 years. 2 years is 22 months? I thought 2 years was 24 months. Get number 2 to count them. 2 years is 24 months. Flycat, you are confusing me to no end. So Thomas wants to know, what's the plan for the next 100 shows? So over the next 100 shows, I'm going to open a single box, do a single unboxing. Just a little piece of one every show. And this will probably take me about 50 of those live streams. But no, next week I'll get to this. I'm just exhausted. The work the last week just it's got me a little bit out of it. But yeah, so this will be next week's model that I put together, and then the week after that will be this guy. So I want to keep working on this. We're going to keep going on this. I moved the little things down into this little gully. Why am I... There we go. I moved everything into this little gully. I don't know why. I wanted to see what it would look like with some of the stuff back up there. I don't think there's enough room for the stuff and for the waterfall in the river. So I do think the stuff will get moved up to here. For those that missed it, we built an outhouse. We built a picnic table. We built a dog house as well, which is so small it's hard to even see. But there's the dog house. There's the outhouse. The picnic table. We did also kind of sand down these boats, but we didn't really make them or anything. So that's what we made so far for our little dweller guy that's going to live up here. He will need his shack, obviously, to live in, as well as his little outdoor storage shed area. So we will be getting to those sooner than later. So Sparky says he thinks he has done 156 live streams. Is that counting your Sunday pop-up ones as well, Sparky? Artie wants to know what he missed. He was just preparing dinner. So if people want, I will redo the unboxing, which took me an hour and a half the first time. So don't expect it to take much less the second time. Edward, thank you so much. Yeah, it's pretty wild to think that I've done 100 of these. I was doing 2 a week when I started doing 2 a week, I thought it was going to be, like a month or so. I never thought that, it would kind of last as long as it did. But I'm glad I was able to do it. I mean, it kind of made this time, made this time go by a little bit, not faster, but anyway. This Saturday will be Dakman and I's 18th live stream. We're way behind you, Heath. If you like large scale stuff, Mr. Pictovid and Dakman do a series that they were calling Large Scale Consolidated. I don't know if that's still the name or not, but they've been interviewing people that are into large scale stuff. So if you're into that, it's mostly, I think, G scale stuff, but they do some O scale stuff as well. While we ask the two gentlemen on the screen what they're up to, if people want to start posting what they've got coming up, we can read that as we're on the way out. Sparky Saves just kidding. He has no idea. 5 years weekly plus the GoPro. Yeah, I think you're probably in the 250s. You should go back and number them all. No, I'm just kidding. Mr. Beethoven said he's not going to give me another super chat to unbox the same box again. Slycat suggesting just fast forward through the first unboxing. It'll go much faster. I am sure that's true. So Edward, nobody has taken over the Friday. Jerry Satterelli is doing pop-up streams somewhere between lunch and 4 p.m. Eastern. It kind of depends on his day's schedule. So he's been doing afternoon stuff. There are some UK streamers that stream in their evenings, which is kind of our afternoons, but nobody, as far as I know, has taken up a consistent, every Friday weekly show. So yeah, Andrew says it's still called Large Scale Consolidated Live. It's all G scale. This Saturday it'll be on his channel. This is my idea of G scale, right? That's what I thought was G scale, was that up there, right? Like LGB G scale. That's all I knew about it. And then I started watching Andrew's stuff. Like prototypical G scale stuff running outside and garden layouts. It's incredible. It's incredible to see. Yeah, so it's really wild. RD0 still doing his live streams on Sunday night in the morning at 7 p.m. Australia, 5 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. So if you're in the UK and watching this, that would be a great time for you guys to catch Artie. Norman says he'll be interviewing large plus women during Heath's old Friday slot.
Oh, he must know Rita.
Yeah, apparently. Uh-oh. Sparky will be restarting his 5,000 followers contest this Wednesday night. I had to take down the initial contest start, so we'll start the contest this Wednesday night.
Oh.
Tom Strains and Things. I fell asleep when Heath got off track. Did he ever open that box yet? Tom, after we get through people's postings of what they've got coming up, I'm going to re-unbox the unboxing so we can all see it again. That said, where were you tonight, Tom? Did I miss something? But doesn't
hopefully Tom's feeling better. He's been under the weather.
Oh, was he? Oh, I didn't realize that's I missed that announcement. Yeah, I basically I came down here at 8:00, one to start setting up my stream, but also it's when Tom starts streaming. So I got down here and I just kept looking for Tom's stream, and it never came. Hot Rod Rodney, I want to go live on Thursdays and Fridays at 7. Rodney, are you going to be starting up again this Thursday? I know you've been, Rodney does a lot of dirt track racing over the summer months, but usually he's with us in the fall into the spring. So hopefully he's going to start up his streams again too. Sparky wants to know what box. Jim Zim does have some nice G-Skill videos. He actually just posted one recently, so that would be something. Pensy Konamon Division? How do you pronounce that, Lynn? You know. Maybe. I don't know. I was just guessing.
Division.
Rick, anybody?
I know that word, division.
Thanks for the live at 10 Northeast Gang. Yeah, I gotta love the Northeast Gang. Tom's recovering from pneumonia. Tom, I apologize. I did not realize that. I hope it wasn't Comcast that gave you pneumonia. Steve 87th PSAT making a dad joke. Everyone is under the weather unless you're in the space station. Oh boy. Do people like late night streams like the After Dark series? I think the answer is yes-ish. I mean, I've got 44 people watching right now, which, is a decent size for this community. It's not great, but it's, it's good. So I think people like late night stuff. I do want to, though, like Rick had a little issue. It probably would have been easier to solve live. I know I keep saying it, and I know it hasn't happened yet, but I do want to start the Wednesday text series. I don't know if I'll start it this Wednesday or not, but once I get more into my my contract job, which is going to be like a 9 to 5-ish type of thing, I should be able to then start making it more consistent. Okay, so it's Pensy Kanama. Which syllable is the accent on is what I'm missing. Kanama? Hot Rod says not sure about this week. So just stay alert. I'm sure he will be back sooner than later. What is the rockin' type Tom? Glad you're feeling better. Uh-oh. So Lynn, what do you got going on? I know you said you got some club stuff coming up.
Well, I had a box. I thought about opening it tonight. Glad I didn't, because the person that sent this from eBay, they need to go into the packing business. I had a box that you could put a television in, or at least an old style TV in, that had more bubble wrap than what I sent you. And then each one of the cars, and I've already thrown the stuff out, tomorrow's trash, but each one of these was wrapped multiple times with butcher paper, taped all the way around, inside a packet of small bubble wrap, inside big sheets of big bubble wrap. So got these 3 cars, 2 box cars, and a caboose. Very reasonable, free shipping. I don't know how you could do that with all the bubble wrap, which are all, make sure I'm reading it right, Great Northern, the one with the goat on it, which this locomotive right behind me is a Great Northern. So I'll probably put that together for the show coming up. Later.
Tom Strains and Things said, and you still opened the box faster than I did.
It took me quite a while this afternoon. No, it took me longer. Honestly, there was so much packing around. Oh, and then paper stuffed in. I mean, it's a huge box for these 5 cars here, 6 cars. I am building a new module. This is
so Southwest Modeler just joined us from Australia, and due to the Australia limits that we're only allowed to have a certain amount of Australians on the stream at any one time, Brad is going off to work so that he leaves the spot for Southwest Modeler to join us.
So this is the roof plans for the new 6x2 module. 2 in the front, 1 siding, 1 in the back for point to point with the siding, and then the connecting. And it's all going to be desert. I've been collecting all sorts of stuff. I don't know how many see all the Facebook stuff, but I've been working on old vehicles and rusting them up.
Oh, nice. Is that an HO scale, the vehicle? That looked a little big.
HO, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But had a little disaster with it. It's odd that they give you the frame in 2 pieces.
Oh,
and
cool.
I had it all glued together, and I was working on it. So I got some epoxy. Tomorrow I'm going to epoxy it together. Anyway,
Awesome.
that sums up pretty much what I'm up to.
Awesome. And so your channel is now your club's channel.
It always has been, but I didn't know about all that. Jason, the train freak, has really been filling me in on a lot of the stuff. In fact, up above, coming out from behind Twin Peaks.
Oh, that is an SP loco, isn't it, up there? It's a 2
that's
SP
a cotton
loco.
belt. That's a cotton belt.
Cotton
Which
belt.
is
I didn't know you had cotton belt.
So that was just for Jason running that one. Of course, he's
Nice.
not here
And
tonight. Anyway,
he didn't even show up.
yeah.
But this guy showed up.
Yay!
Hey! So let's hear your best sports announcer voice as you let us know what's going on in your world.
Yeah, I'm going to skip the voice, but I got a couple kits that I purchased. The one I'm working on now is it's a DPM kit, Woody's Country Mart. This is the one that I started on Friday night with Jason and the Aussie crew. So that's all I got together so far is 4 walls. So that's going to come along nicely.
Are you going to paint those 4 walls before you keep assembling, or are you going to do a little bit more assembly before you paint? Because we all just want to see you get the paint booth out again. The
paint booth. That's
really just what we want.
It's over there on the workbench. I thought about it when I was trying to put it together, and then I had an issue putting it together and forgot about the paint booth, and then I finally got it together, and then I thought, oh crap, how am I going to black out the inside? So I got to figure that out. I'll probably wind up taping it off just as you did your building and having at it. So we shall see. Whether that'll get caught on camera, I don't know, but we'll see. I do have a wood kit that maybe I'll show you next week. It seems a bit challenging.
Tim did say, of course, Rick would have a Woody.
Absolutely. I saw this. Actually, Heath, I got this from Iron Planet Hobbies.
Oh, nice.
This and another kit. So, I saw it, and of course, it said Woody's, and I had to have it. And I didn't realize, in case anyone doesn't know, DPM was purchased by Woodland Scenics. So, believe it or not, I know we all get on Walthers for their crappy instructions. These instructions are quite good. I was really, really shocked at them. As you're going through the actual instructions, they give you tips on hey, you should paint this now before you glue it. Here's some ideas of how you should paint it. Gives you different color schemes. And believe it or not, if you see all those little doodads that are on the porch there, all that is included in there. So
Oh,
rather
nice.
than like,
Oh, so it's a real,
real,
real lots of details.
yeah. The only thing that is not included in here is the landscape. Other than that, everything you see on that building is in this box. So I think I'm going to stick with getting a couple more of these DPM kits and seeing how it works out.
Yeah, George, we know Rick's got a little echo. Rick actually came up here tonight because Rick and I were chatting earlier. We're trying to... Rick showed us a new intro to his channel that he did that includes Rita wearing a logo t-shirt of his. So we're working on upping Rick's production quality and getting him a mic that is a little better sounding. I think is next on the list. We'll have to figure that out.
I don't like
Steve
your
87.
sound.
Good idea.
Steve 87 PSAP says you need a Woody station wagon, which I don't disagree with. Thomas from Split Rock says, is Rick building gruesome casket company?
Gruesome.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I like that.
Why don't you have one of those, Rick?
I maybe I will now. I like that a lot.
Gus Hadley says he likes your echo reverb going on. So
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Ladies,
So
gentlemen.
one of the things I'm really curious about with these DPM kits is whether they're going to, I say bring back, but keep manufacturing the sort of modular aspect of the DPM kits, because I feel like those have been really hard to find anything but sort of older stuff, and I thought that that'd be something nice to bring back. Is more of the DPM modular stuff. So
Yeah, I was recently looking for a modular kit, and I actually found it on Walther's website where they have you're talking about the ones with all the panels?
yeah,
Warehouse
exactly.
kind of thing?
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Yep.
Walther's website actually has a lot of that in stock, surprisingly. And all kinds of kits. They had, I was thinking about picking one up. It was like, I think it was like $69, and you got like over 200 pieces in it, or something like that. I don't quote me on the numbers, but yeah, I was thinking about picking it up and just making something. Yes, Roy is right. It's mostly HO.
That could be why I haven't seen a lot of it, but yeah. Steve A7 says DPM has the Gold Series kit, which is what you had. I'm ignoring the comment from Split Rock. But if Rick wants to read it, he can.
I'll noted.
I think Thomas is saying that I'm slacking now. But yeah, I remember Tom went to a train show and look, there's the dog. Tom went to a train show and bought out this guy's whole table.
Wow.
Of modular kits, and he showed us, I think it was a live stream, he basically had like this bag of just like a ton of kits, but they were all HO again. They weren't the superior scale. They were only HO. So anyway, Gus says, I tell you guys are far better than the networks. Don't be surprised if CNN don't try and get you guys for anchormen. Excuse me. Artie from Awesome America says stuff from Walters takes 4 months to get here.
I believe it.
Yeah, I don't know what Iron Planet Hobby is shipping to. Excuse me as I choke.
Bless you.
I know Iron Planet Hobbies does ship to Australia, but I don't know how long it takes them. But for people that pointed out that their discount code wasn't working, if you haven't heard, he did fix the code, so that should be that'll be going. So I got a question on the side here that said, what all will your Tech Wednesday focus on? Tech in general or tech relating to trains? I think what I want to do, and I think it'll be a little bit flexible. I think it'll be uh, both aspects of it. But what I want it to be more is where like Rick will be like, I've got this problem with my microphone, and I need some help troubleshooting it. And Rick would come up on, come join me. It would just be Rick and I on screen, and we'd walk through the troubleshooting process and the different sort of things to try to improve Rick's quality with his mic. And ideally, we would start doing that with everything. So if somebody had a JMRI problem, we could come together as a community. Bring, that person would come up. We'd go through that. If somebody's having a problem programming a decoder, we can, troubleshoot that. But yeah, OBS stuff, streaming stuff, DCC stuff. We can talk some smart home stuff as well if people, like smart home stuff. But I just thought it would be, technology can be a barrier a lot of times. And what I found very helpful is, just kind of like hands-on going through stuff. But it can be very intimidating a lot of times. But just sort of having the community behind you helping you walk through a specific issue, I think would, help everybody out. So yeah, that's sort of the plan for what the Tech Wednesdays would be. I know Split Rock's got some streaming stuff he'd like to go through. He's got some issue where, I'm mentioning him right now, where like his intro slideshow seems to just sort of disappear, and he doesn't know why. So we'll, go through that kind of stuff. This is funny what James is saying. You buy direct from Walthers? Walthers is an interesting one because they are the largest distributor, but you can also buy direct from them. I don't really know. I don't really know how that works. Got a couple people checking in as I'm checking out, but we had Frank Steeler Fan 820 is here joining us. Henry Heathers is also coming in. So Steve says he gets a discount from Walthers, which is why he orders from them. I didn't know they offered that, so that's pretty awesome. I'm working on getting a streaming setup, microphone, camera, and miscellaneous stuff. Yeah, so we can also talk about items to purchase as well. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can buy, and sometimes going through it all and finding something within budget that does what you want can be a monumental task. And I know, like with Thomas Splitrock, we were talking about, $200 Canon camcorders. And, would they be the right choice for him versus buying a $100 webcam or something? So, one of the things we could do would be to kind of go through the pros and cons for all that kind of stuff. Like Wag's saying he's got $500. So we could do a show about, if I had $500, knowing what I know today, this is what I would buy. And then, people in the community, could get together and discuss it. And Lynn just showed off his gimbal.
This still works best.
There you go. Ironically, one of the cameras that I showed today when I was carrying it around, I just, I was using my phone, and it's the simplest thing. That the only reason I don't have my phone more is because people sometimes call me or text me during a show. But if I had a spare, iPhone 7 even, I'd probably use that instead of this. This side camera right here is actually a GoPro. And I think the camera looks better than the GoPro. The camera on the smartphone looks better than the GoPro. This is a $50 webcam. So there's a lot of options out there. So that's something, that I think is good to discuss. Grandpa Rails is saying you can never leave. Yeah, right. You can check out it. Now I get it. Split Rock said you can check out anytime you want. Grandpa Rails finishing off the quote is, but you can never leave. yeah, and Tom Trains and Things, right? Who, I was gonna say his tagline, and then I totally forget what it was. Something about like helping people reach their dream of starting a railroad. Why can't I remember his tagline? Anyway, but he uses a cheap Canon camcorder, and honestly, for video, camcorders are great. Camcorders are great. So I've been happy with the mic you recommended to me, Heath. Yeah, I recommended a Fifine mic to Andrew from Mr. Pictovid. So what Lynn is holding up has very likely has clean HDMI out, which is something that's important for streaming. And the quality that he gets from this is probably going to be better than a webcam. And you could probably buy that camera used for not much more than a webcam these days. Yes, the tough part about using an iPhone is that you do need a certain iOS operating system, but some of the, an iPhone 7, I don't think you can go back to a 6, but I think a 7 would still give you pretty much everything you need. And yeah, again, old cell phones. I know Edward had an old BlackBerry, which wasn't quite working out. It was a little too old, I think. But yeah, like an iPad Air 2, which is actually this one up here might be an iPad Air 2 that I'm using. Yeah, Lynn's got his bevy of... Nobody wants to call and talk to Lynn, but if they ever did, he's got plenty of phones.
Doesn't mean they work.
So Tom's Trains and Things is to help other modelers to achieve their dream of building a model railroad. There you go. Yes, Tom's got some of the best beginner videos out there on model railroading. He just put up a great video on soldering, or soldering, depending on how you pronounce it. So much great information, and yeah, I mean, an inexpensive Canon camcorder that is putting out better quality videos than, I hate to say it, but a lot of the stuff that's out there. Mr. Pictovid, I've been using my JVC camcorder with a USB HDMI capture device you recommended as well. Again, been very happy with it. Yeah, a lot of time. The camera that I used is my base camera for the first 9 months or so of my show was a 12-year-old camera that I had. And, nobody would really know. Yeah, so cheap means different amounts to a lot of people. What I'm talking about, I guess, is the thing of if you're looking to buy a webcam, the question is if you waited another month or two, could you get significantly more value with another option by spending slightly more money? Or is the webcam the best idea? So it's not so much about cheap, it's about spending your money to get the best bang for your buck so that your channel will not outgrow it quickly. A lot of people's channels will outgrow a webcam very quickly. So that's kind of, that's kind of the issue. Yeah, I believe right now I need to double check because they just came out with iOS 15 and I'm not sure how far back it goes. But it was iPhone 7. And iPhone 7 was a huge upgrade in camera as well. So that's kind of why iPhone 7 is a little bit the split, is because of the camera and then the software. I use an old Samsung tablet and cell phone. Yeah, so the iPad that I run the show off of, which is this iPad here that I use to change the screens and stuff, that's an iPad 2. Not an iPad Air 2, but literally an iPad 2, the second generation of iPads that came out way back in the day, and it runs my whole show. Or I should say it switches my whole show. There goes the show on recording devices, yeah. I don't know what we're talking about here. Yeah, for me, $20, cheap for others, $300. Yeah, and again, Tim, it's not so much about cheap. It's about just making sure that if you have $20, that you're getting the best that you can for that $20. And by bringing in the community in that decision, there are a lot of people that have done a lot of research that know a lot more than each one of us individually, and we could use that collective knowledge to solder. So Grandpa Rails wants to know about the poll. I've been putting some polls up, which I thought are pretty fun. I don't know the best way to show the poll, but I guess if I click end, I think it'll show up. But the poll was basically how many hours of sleep do you get in a night, or how many hours within a 24-hour period do you sleep? And I changed that because some people are on like night shifts and stuff, so it was more just about, the thing. So out of 74 votes, only 2% of people get over 9 hours. 7 to 9 hours was 37%, and under 7 hours is 48%. 10% said sleep, what's that? What I didn't put in the poll that I'm realizing is probably something that I should have added to the poll is whether is the amount of sleep that you get enough sleep for what you want to accomplish during the day.
No.
Yeah. Well, Rick, you have kids too, so that's, I think that's...
I remember those days.
Yeah. So it looks like Mike from Wicked Insanity and Midsummer End Scale have shown up at the very end, and Creepy Gary wants to know, Greg, do you have a note for being late? Wait, is it Wednesday already? It's not Wednesday, but we're... people are trying to keep me streaming, so they keep asking me questions. Yeah, and so Roy says, my sleep is usually broken into 2 chunks, which again is why I sort of said, like, what's your sleep within a 24-hour period? One thing that I heard about sleep that I thought was interesting, and I'm curious if this is actually true or not, because I don't know if it's true, but I heard it and I keep saying it. Babies, when they're younger, the reason they nap in the afternoon is because our bodies are designed to sleep when they're at their warmest and when they're at their coldest. So at night, our bodies slow down and our internal body temperature is at its coldest at night. Our internal body temperature is at its highest in the middle of the day. So they say taking a nap in the afternoon is, a good thing because that's when your body's at its hottest. So, if you're sleeping, an hour or 2 in the afternoon and then getting 6 hours at night, like, is that better than just sleeping 8 hours at night? And this is something as well that, I hate to admit it, but as I get older, if I sleep too much, boy, am I stiff getting up.
Yes.
Boy, am I stiff getting up. So sometimes it's better getting less sleep and getting up and going from there. Yeah, David ZG saying I needed to add a sleep. Needed to add a nap to the poll.
Yes.
If you're over 70, you sleep twice a day, according to George, which I know Steve Childer says that as well. He'll take a nap as well. Edward's off. Edward's got work tomorrow, which is awesome. Because he was out of work for a little while, same as me. Mike from Wicked Insanity says 1 hour as a baby, and right away I have to question that Mike was ever a baby. But when I was a baby, my mom had to wake me up to feed me. I was really hungry by then and a quiet baby. That's always good. Since my job moved to work from home, I take a nap every day instead of eating lunch. And I tell you, that's... Because when I eat, too, I am dragging after lunch. Just dragging. It's like I'm better off just eating like breakfast and dinner or something. Roy Eltham says, for me, I can't sleep more than like 4 to 5 hours without it causing pain.
I agree with Roy. Same here.
Yeah, it's crazy that that's kind of where we're at. I know Roy does a lot of stuff on the computer. Um, it's funny because I just spent the last 5 days doing a lot of physical labor, and like there's a balance, right, between sitting at the computer all day and doing 10 to 12 hours of physical labor a day. It's like your body hurts doing both ends.
That's true.
As well. Tom Train says no more than a 1 hour nap. Longer than that, and I drag. I agree with that, actually, Tom, as well. I am definitely half hour, 45 minutes at the most, usually. Yeah, David ZG, power naps.
Yeah, I
Tom
saw
brings
it.
up a good point. I've gotten really accustomed in the last couple of years taking a 2-3 hour nap. And there's been several times I'll wake up in the afternoon and it's like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know if it's day or night. I miss your show.
Yeah, right.
It really throws you out of whack. But whether I take the nap or not, at night, 3-4 hours, that's it. 3 o'clock in the morning, it's like, bing, I'm awake.
I feel like in the
later.
summer it's not as bad because the day is longer, so the sun is out longer.
Yeah.
But when it's wintertime and you have very little daytime sun, and you take a nap at, let's say, like 4 o'clock and wake up at 5 o'clock and it's dark already,
Yeah.
you have no concept of what 5 o'clock it
Very
is unless you.
confusing. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Frank is saying I average 5 hours of sleep with no naps. 60 minutes is bad, but 45 or less is good, or 90. And that's getting into all of the REM sleep cycles, which they say are generally a 90-minute cycle. Yeah, Roy's saying, there you go. Yeah, it's interesting. There are a couple people here with fibromyalgia. Greg says he also has chronic fatigue. But who else? Mike from Wicked Insanity was talking about fibromyalgia, which, if I'm not mistaken, fibromyalgia is an autoimmune thing, right? Where it attacks the joints. Is that true or not? I don't know. A power nap is when you plug yourself into the wall. No? Is that not right? I can't sleep more than 7 hours anymore. The wife would sleep 12 hours if she could.
Yes.
So for me, I feel like I sleep better when I sleep from like 2 a.m. to like noon. I feel more rested than when I sleep from like 10 a.m. to 8 a.m. or whatever. So like for me too, it's like when I get like 7 or 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, Mike, I realized I was like way off, but like close. Steve A7PF says, I have no idea about less sun in the winter. Where do you live, Steve? I thought Steve, you're in the US. What do you mean you don't know about less sun in the winter? There are less hours of sun in the winter, and it's at a lower azimuth. There's a big word for everybody.
Impressive.
Yeah, you like that? It's at a lower azimuth, so we get less vitamin D and all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah, that's true, right? Florida gets way too much sun, but it's hot and humid to go outside and enjoy it, waiting for snow. Florida might be getting more snow next couple of years. We'll see. David ZDG, drinking coffee now and will still drop off as soon as the head hits the pillow.
Hey, I agree with that. I can finish this as soon as your show's over, have a bite to eat. I could go to bed right then. But then I'll be awake at 2 o'clock in the morning going, okay, now what do I do?
Right. Tom Stranson thing says something that's very true for me as well. I'll fall asleep on the couch, but the second I go and lay in bed, I'm just thinking about like what I've got to do tomorrow and what's going on, and then, yeah. George from White Wall Wheel says, hard physical labor is just opening and closing your eyelids when you're over 70. Robert wants to know, do you sleep better with your girlfriend or by yourself? I should mention that I also have a 70-pound pit bull. We describe her leg kicks that she does as rabbit kicks. She will sometimes at night do this thing where she's just like, which doesn't.
Same thing, yeah.
doesn't help much. And creepy, for if you're wondering, CA in this case is not California, it is Canada. Yeah, if you're in Alaska, there's almost no sun in the winter. I was in Iceland in the summer. I gotta tell you, it's kind of trippy that the sun never goes down.
Yeah.
Really pretty cool. Thomas says best sleep remedy is a comfy chair and golf on TV. Is golf better than tennis though? I think tennis is better because it's that like back and forth thing. John, I hate my CPAP. I have a harder time because I sleep on my side and I like to kind of bury my nose in the pillow. My CPAP makes it very hard to sleep at night, but my girlfriend appreciates it because I don't snore as much. Yeah, there you go. Washington has sun in wintertime from about 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yeah, so Steve Anderson, if you can ask about that one Oxarbin set, I'd love to know the price of that if you're going to that train show this weekend. I'm forgetting what the circus was, but I think it was the one on the top of the picture. I can't remember what it was, but Ray Round says golf. Golf is for him. Golf, tennis, or racing is like sleeping pills for John number 7. Robert Jerry says, I sleep better with Westerns. I got to be careful with what I put on TV, because if I put on a like an episodic TV show and I get into it, I'll be up for like hours because I won't be able to stop watching it. So I try and watch, like, I try and put on TV shows that I like, but that aren't too engaging, I guess.
My best sleep aid is anything that has Mike Rowe's voice in it. An old Dirty Jobs episode, I'm out like a light.
That's very funny. That's very funny. Andrew says, I never knew how terrible my sleep was until I got a CPAP. Now I don't want to sleep without it ever. Yeah, I'm on the verge of needing it versus not needing it, but it helps with my snoring, so that's a big thing. Frank says I cannot wear a CPAP at all, so I just suffer. You should try getting different masks if you can. Thomas Splitrock, model railroaders all have a CPAP machine. I just think we need to be in better shape. Is probably probably shouldn't say that, but
Not related to sleep, but I've been rubbing my eyes. The smoke is so bad out here right now. They had a launch from Vandenberg, and most of the times I can go in the backyard and actually see the rocket take off. You know, you don't really see the rocket. You just see the sunlight reflecting off of it and the vapor trail. This evening, the sun just looked like an orange ball. That's it.
right.
And it's been in the hundreds for weeks and weeks. Today it was down into the low 90s, so we had windows open, kind of air the house out. Well,
Then you get all the smoke in, yeah.
It also brought all the smoke in, and I'm just sitting here, just eyes watering and itching, and we got the air conditioning running right now, trying to clean that out.
Oh, yeah. This is hilarious. If I'm following this joke correctly, this is really hilarious. I have relatives 3 people back on the evolutionary chart. And if I'm understanding what he's saying, he's talking about... I'm looking for the image real quick. I believe he's talking about, how do I do this? This image here. So I think he's saying he's 3 people back on this chart, which I just think is hilarious. That is just a great way to describe some of people that fit in that category, I guess you could say. Oh, great question. Health challenge is going well. I unfortunately have not updated it because of work last week, but it is going really well. There are a couple people that are just killing it, and then there are a couple people who seem to not be sending updates anymore, which I'm one of them. There's a certain person that used to send me updates like almost every day or every 2 days that stopped sending updates. Rick, any idea who I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah.
I blame that on vacation and then showstopper.
Exactly.
But you know what's funny? Even after all that, I'm still at the same mark. So I know we
That's
had
good.
talked before. I
good.
may have hit that plateau and I've got to change things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And our fearless, the guy that says he's gonna win, hasn't been providing many updates either. So, if you've got an update, oh, this is kind of funny. The chart shows the scales people model. Z scale on the left, HO on the right. He's talking about this. He's talking about the evolutionary chart, which evolutionary chart. I want to find a better chart. Oh, here we go. This one looks interesting. Let's check this one out. So what Thomas is saying is that the guy on the left, the one with his left hand, it looks like touching the ground, is our Z scaler, and the HO scale guy is the athlete on the right. So I guess what I want to know is where does like N, O, G, and then all of the narrow gauge modelers. Where do the narrow gauge modelers fall?
those were offshoots.
But like if HO's on one side and Z's on the other, I don't, are they offshoots in the left direction or the right direction? Artie says it's time, or James is saying it's time for a nap, which I agree with. I think if anyone's got any last minute big events coming up that they want to mention, now would be a good time to mention it. Is there really a fish evolution chart? Evolution chart. Fish evolution chart. Let's see. I found one, but then it kind of... Where is it? I clicked on the thing, and then it went away. Here we go. So here is apparently a fish evolution chart. So I guess the O and the G scalars are down in there. G scale, G is for grog. Narrow gauge is pre-Big Bang. G is off the chart. Of course, Mr. Biktovid, our only G scaler. Well, not our only G scale. I guess David Z to G has G scale as well as I do. Mike from Wicked Insanity wants to talk about frog evolution. How about this, Mike? I will stop streaming in a couple minutes here, and you can start up a stream and talk about frog evolution. Sarah says, you've all helped me a lot getting back into model railroading again, so thank you. There you go. Thank you for the show, Heath and gentlemen. Artie, who in the heck up here are you calling a gentleman? Thank you to all the viewers, too. You are offensive. I mean, so George, it's 4:18 there. I think, George, you are the only UK viewer I have on here right now. Are you waking up early on the 4:18 side, or are you about to go to bed on the 4:18 side? N scale is a highly evolved species. Other may catch up someday. John number 7. Couldn't agree more. Frank, he said I popped in at the end a half hour ago.
Yeah.
That is very true. Lynn or Rick, any final words before I punch us out of here for the night?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, I
Awesome.
could go on all night. It's early here.
I keep your eye out. I got a couple surprises coming. down the
Lynn,
road.
from what your wife says, I understand that you could go on all night, and I know she was
Yes.
talking about your talking, not about something else.
Don't be too sure about that.
Oh, Lynn throwing down. On that note, it is time to check out. Thank you all for being here. Have a great weekend. Check you all again soon.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.